Peart.
Peart.
Peart. Like pear with a
Hello,
T.
we are live. We are live. Welcome to another live episode. We are still on the continued journey of interviewing our men with a billionaire mindset. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in for a treat. If you're tuning in, grab a seat, push the share button because this is about to be a fun, entertaining interview. Hello, Durell. How are you?
Hey Jennifer, how you doing? I'm so glad to be here today.
As not much, I'm as much glad to have you here. Like being able to interview the men with the billionaire mindset has been just a journey for me. It's been so exciting. I feel like every interview I get a nugget, I get a tip, I get some motivation that keeps my mind at a billionaire mindset.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, you're
So,
amazing. You are absolutely um, an amazing person. I love your brand, your personal brand. I mean, you are the epitome of knowing how to be a personal brand. And I mean, I learned from you.
you know what? We learn from each
From each
other.
other,
That's
right?
the mindset of a billionaire. When I think about me, and what makes a billionaire mindset, a lot of it has to do with the power of partnerships and knowing that we cannot do this alone
Right.
and that we each can learn and gain something valuable that can carry each other throughout our own goals. So,
Absolutely.
watching you and we have, a little bit of a history because you've been a part of a cover reveal. You've been a part of
Hmm.
brand openings with me.
Hmm.
So you're like family to me now. You're
Thank
my
you.
you're my success family.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I know we initially connected through our friend over at Fierce, and I used to always see you. Like I would see you at events. I'm like, hold on, we don't know each other. Like I see you, but like, why don't we know each other? And then I think I think it was like maybe 2019. They had the social whatever right around the holidays,
Fin
I think,
social, yes, the Fin social.
and we actually I think that's where we were really connected. And then you invited me a couple months later. I think February of 2020. No, yeah, right,
2020.
2020, right before the pandemic, really. And I came out, and I don't think you expected me to come, but I came. I showed up, and because I really believe in building relationships, and I
Yeah.
hung out there, and I just wanted you to know, hey, look, like, because relationships is everything. Relationships are everything, and I know that because I work in entertainment, and it's all people. It's all
Yes.
people.
Yes.
So yeah, so.
So I'm sure, relationships has something to do with your mindset, to
Mhm.
having a billionaire mindset. What would you say billionaire mindset to you means?
Just like I said, like you said, knowing how to communicate with people because nobody can do this alone. Nobody can
Yeah.
achieve success solely on their own merit. Nobody's that good. Nobody's just that good, so they can do everything on their own. You talk to anybody who's been successful at something, they have a team,
Mm-hmm.
and the team doesn't necessarily have to mean 60 people. It
Right.
could just might be 3 or 4 people, but everybody's aligned together, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Is being having the same vision and aligning together. I think is the most important thing. You know.
Yes. So if you are just tuning in, this is one of our lifetime success interviews with a man with a billionaire mindset. You are just getting a little bit of what a billionaire mindset means to Durell. So if you don't know who he is, Durell, tell us a little bit, tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, what you do. And I know everything that's involved with that. It's so crucial that you have that billionaire mindset.
Yeah. So again, my name is Durell Peart. I'm an artist, manager, speaker, and I like to call myself a music business consultant because
Oh,
what that does, it doesn't box me in
yeah.
because I love management. I love working with talent, but the problem with working with brand new artists at the level that I let me back up. The level that I work with them is at the beginning of their careers.
Okay.
So because I'm not the type of person that's going to make you famous, I don't. That's not the game that I play because those are not the people that need me. Uh, Most people are trying to get to the what we call the 1%. which is the act that everybody knows, right? The major act. Most people are trying to get there, but the reality is you're not going to get to. Most people aren't going to get to the 1% because it's very, very, very expensive to get there. So I'm most impactful helping brand new artists at the level of their careers where my expertise and impact and relationships can be of value to them. And I
Wow.
really believe in education. I lead with education because entertainment is an industry that's unregulated, meaning there's no like you don't have to get a license to be in our industry. You don't have to get certain certifications to be in our industry. It's just what it is. People, I want to make records. I want to be an actor, actress. People just go do it, right? So the
Yeah.
problem is you don't really understand until you get in what's really required and what you have to know in order to be successful.
Wow.
And I always say the missing link for 99% of the creators I talk to is that they just don't have the education that's needed, and that's why they, unfortunately, most of them don't achieve the things they want to achieve. And it's not because of lack of talent, because the talent is there. It's everything else.
Hmm. So would you say you're the person that you can help the most would be a starting artist that needs to really understand the business behind entertainment?
Exactly, because that's where I feel like I can have my biggest impact. Because, for instance, Chris Brown doesn't need me. Like, he don't need me. Like these, because they're set. I can't do anything to help them. They're at where they can get to. But there's so many artists. There's about 8 million artists across the world that consider themselves independent artists, professional artists, right? So, but get this: there's less than 10,000 artists signed to some kind of label or subsidiary of a label. So, what does that mean? Most people would never sign to a label.
Wow.
They just won't. It just won't happen. You know what I mean? And so, and the thing about our industry and entertainment is this is very expensive. So I'll give you a quick example. So let's say you have a song, you want to run a major radio campaign. How much you think that might cost? Oh, I'll give you the answer. It's about $300,000 or so.
Wow.
So in order to get a song on the radio,
Wow.
you have
So
to have
most entertainers won't have that opportunity without that budget.
exactly. You hit it on the head. Like this is you need money to do this. Like you
Right.
need if you want to play with the big boys.
Okay.
If you want to play with the big boys, it's money. That's just what it is. If you don't have money, you can still do it, but it is going to take a lot longer.
Relationships. Would you
Yeah,
say
right.
relationships would be a key
Yeah,
without the large budget?
exactly. Relationships is everything, and knowing how to be a people person
Hmm.
because some artists are very passive aggressive. They don't like people, but I'm like, you can't be successful. And I think in any industry, you can't be successful without if you don't like people. Because,
Right.
like we said earlier, you can't open up every door by yourself. You
Yes.
can't. You can't. So you need people.
You know, I've noticed that just doing business development, and I'm sure you might understand this, building brands in the music industry.
Hmm.
People will put limitations on themselves or
Hmm.
allow people to put limitations on their expertise and make them feel like they are not capable of doing what they set out to do. You
Right.
know, I admire your work because you have a disability, but you
Hmm.
did not allow that disability to put a limitation on you.
Right.
Um, if you could say something to a young artist right now and explain, what limitations that the world may have tried to put on you through your disability, what would that be to not allow a person to limit them?
That is a really good question. I don't get asked that often.
Yes.
That's a really good question. I think for me, it's just that I want to live life on my terms, right? So what does that mean? I picked a very very hard industry to do that in because entertainment. There's way much more easier things to do to make money. This is
Right.
but for me, I really believe that we cannot live life without music, art, entertainment, the arts. We can't live life without it. It's impossible because we need filmmakers who tell stories because
Mhm.
there's people who are in communities that will never have their stories heard or told. So we need people that make film to do that. and the flip side of music, when you're going, so I'm pretty sure at certain time in your life, there's songs that got you through difficult
Yeah.
times in your life, right?
Right.
So whenever you're going through some kind of milestone, good or bad, you'll remember a song that helped you get through that. So I think that creatives matter. I call them the cultural reporters because they
Oh,
matter. They matter. And so for me, um, and it's interesting. I never grew up wanting to be in the entertainment business. I never thought I would be in the entertainment business. It really wasn't. I always say entertainment found me. I didn't
yeah.
find it. It found me. I thought I was going to go to school to be in the hospitality industry because that's what I was in high school in the management program here
Mhm.
locally in Orlando. But entertainment just found me, and I realized, wow, like I love people, and I'm really good at relationship building. And then when they look at the core of what it is that entertainment's about, that's what I'm about. So now, if you think about it, right? So I've been doing this since 2004, and 8 years after that, I went back to school to finish my degree at Full Sail University, right? So I thought, okay,
Right.
and I looked at that kind of like as a restart of my journey. I said, well, where are the places that I could go if I'm going to leave Orlando? Been here at that point, over 20 plus years at that point, right? So
Mhm.
if I'm going to leave Orlando, where am I going to go? So LA's the Mecca. Everybody goes to LA, but for me, it just wasn't going to make sense. And then you had Nashville. That wasn't going to make sense because for me, with my disability, I can't live anywhere I want to live. So there's a lot of factors that go into a decision like that, right? And
Right.
so that you have LA and Nashville are out. Next city is Atlanta. I love Atlanta, but the Atlanta is just it's too spread out. So like that was going to be out. Then you have Miami, which I would live in Orlando. I'm not going to move to Miami. And then you have New York, and I was born in New York and came to Florida. So I had to kind of stay in Orlando. So that meant I had to kind of create my own way. So the way I didn't let it stop me was, okay, I still want to do entertainment. I still want to be involved in music, but I don't want to be one of those people that go on this journey and don't even end up doing what I love to do.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing that said, okay, well, I'm going to have to take my knowledge and expertise and the relationships that I have and figure out how to make a way, right? Because
Mhm.
the truth is, there is really no opportunities like that in Orlando. I'm just being honest. There just really isn't for the business side. It just unless you're
Mhm.
going to work in like Disney World, that's entertainment, but it's not really what I do.
Mhm.
But there was really no option. So I had to kind of create my own path.
Yeah.
And so I think for a lot of artists, they're gonna have to create their own path
Yeah.
in order to do what they love to do. And I think that's for me was the biggest thing is how do I carve out a because there's nobody like me in the business. There's nobody like me in my situation that
Right.
I've met anyway that has the
Yeah.
relationships that I have across the industry and across the world that have impacted the people that I've impacted.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's such a great word, the word impact. Having a billionaire mindset to me, again, it means relationships, but it also means impacting
Mhm.
somebody else's lifestyle.
Right.
Creating daily routines that encourage you as an individual, but also allows you to pour back into others. If
Absolutely.
you're just watching this, we're talking with Durell. If you're just tuning in, he's one of our men with the billionaire mindset. Uh, Durell, you are just awesome as a speaker, an artist manager. You've been into the music industry, you've built relationships.
Mhm.
How do you maintain? What are your daily routines, outside of what the world wants to put limitations on you to tell you have to do? What's one of the things that you just do every morning when you wake up to keep this mindset going?
Oh man, I just realized know what my why is. I mean, I think
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing because you know this journey's going to get hard, right? Even
Mhm.
for people because here's the harsh reality I had to learn. Okay, if I'm working with new artists, they're broke. They have no
Mhm.
money. Okay, I'm just calling what it is. Creative people, they don't have any money. So you're trying to figure out like, man, like, and I know what my value is. And so you got to be careful because you don't want to price yourself where it's like you feel like it's unfair.
Right.
for your value, but at the same time, you don't want to price it to where you're pricing yourself out of opportunity to help people
Hmm.
because, and I'm raising my prices in 2022. Not by much, but just a little bit, you
Yeah,
know.
but you know what I think, and I think this, when we say, creatives, they don't have the money. I really think whether you're creative or you're the entrepreneur,
Mhm.
you have to make some kind of investment in what you believe in,
Right.
especially
True.
if you're wanting somebody else to make an investment in you. You
That's so
know,
true.
yeah, so with us managing brands and looking to really want to help individuals reach their goals, we make as service providers some kind of investment
Mhm.
where we are not always value ourselves where we need to value ourselves.
Right.
But I think a perfect relationship is both parties making an investment and being able to bring something mutually beneficial to the table to
That's
where
so
it's a
true.
win-win for everyone, because you can't win the race alone. You can't win the race without investment, personal investment, time investment. So I
Exactly.
think that is so important with valuing yourself as a service provider, but
Right.
also a person that's looking to get into entrepreneurship, rather
Right.
it's the entertainment industry or starting your own business in another genre of industry.
That's so true because I think, and especially now, right? Like entrepreneurship is kind of that buzzword that everybody's. Have you noticed that, sister?
Right.
And what they don't realize is this is hard. So everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna make $1 million, and I'm like, do y'all realize how hard it is to make $1 million? That's a lot. That's really hard to do. I'm not saying you shouldn't strive for that, but I
Right.
think this
It
is what
can happen with the right determination and the mindset.
exactly. But before that, you have to create these smaller milestones. I was telling a friend of mine earlier. Okay, I know you want to be a millionaire. That's the goal. But first of all, it's hard to make $5,000 in a month.
Mhm.
Hell, it's hard to make $3,000 because I say that to say because when you go to a job, they pay you. When you get
Mhm.
somebody, you know how hard it is to get somebody to see your service or want to pay you for your service. Like
Yeah.
that's not people got to realize when you can do that consistently, that's pretty cool because it's hard to get somebody to take their hard-earned money. They can give it to anybody else, but they choose to give it to you.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
should tell you that they value what you do. So a lot of times, I give a lot of value away for free in my social media, in my knowledge, and my things like that. And Jen, I do something that a lot of people in my industry don't do. When people want to talk to me, I always give them a free 30. I don't know if you're still there. Did we lose you? Uh-oh. We're having some technical difficulties. Jenny, you back? Uh-oh. I can't see you or hear you. So I don't know if you're there. Okay, she's gone. Guys, Jennifer has exited the interview. Hopefully she'll be back. Um I don't, I'm not the one leading the interview, so I'm not trying I'm not trying to keep it silent. But let's just wait to see um what's going on. Oh, keep talking. Okay. I was told to keep talking. But what I was saying was, it's very, very difficult to get somebody to pay you some money. So that being said, I value um, the people that see value in what I do. So I try to make sure I'm always in the process of serving. I think I have a server's heart in everything that I do, and ultimately make a difference in the lives of people. So that's Hey, Kate. Did we lose her?
No, it's okay. I am here and I'm just listening to all the wonderful things that you have to say. And it's just, just keep on trying.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like I was telling her, it's very, very. There she goes. Okay, she's back.
I'm
Okay.
here. Listen, technology is something else when the computer just decides this interview is so hot, I'm going to shut it down.
Right, it's
Thank
all
you,
good.
Kate, for jumping in.
It happens.
Bye.
It happens. It happens. But what I was saying, what I was saying before, we had a little technical difficulties, is that I do something that a lot of people in my position don't do, and they give 45 minutes to an hour free of my time.
Oh,
When
wow.
I could easily charge money for that, because I
Hmm.
guarantee you're going to leave that initial call with a lot of value and knowledge. But here's why I do that. I do that because I'm building rapport. Because
Yeah.
I also want to know, are you somebody I want to work with?
Hmm.
Because what I'm sure you agree with this too. Not all money is good money.
Yeah.
Not every client is a client you want to help, because some people have unrealistic expectations, especially in my industry, and they think because they paid you a couple dollars that you're supposed to work miracles for them.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Well,
So
the mindset, that billionaire mindset, is investment, it's partnership, it's relationship,
right,
and I am so thankful that we have this time to talk to you more one-on-one. If
right,
you are tuning in or you just tuned in, you need to go back, replay this, share this video, especially if you are an artist
yes.
looking to get in the industry and understand the business. Durell, how would a person even contact you if they are like stuck, if they've heard a piece of this interview and they want to work with you?
Great. Well, you can do it a couple ways. You can go to you can text me at textdarrell.com,
Okay.
textdarrell.com. Leave your phone number. I'll respond to you, or you can reach out to me on social media. Uh, at Durell Peart on Instagram. That's
Hmm.
usually and on Facebook. So that's usually the main places. Also LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
But that's where people could contact me to get a hold of me. I'm just
Awesome.
really passionate about helping people. I
Hmm.
think, one thing about in the coaching industry, as far as anything, like, I believe that there's room for all of us to win, right? Because I have a lot of my colleagues, we all do the same thing, but we all do things our way, right?
Right.
We all do things that make us uniquely different, how we do what we do. So I don't ever believe in oversaturation, because
Yes.
people
Yes.
like you,
Yes.
you know what I mean? People like you, not so much, just because you're the only game in town. They like you because they just like you.
Right.
And that's what goes back to what we were saying before, personal branding.
Yes.
I always lead with my personal brand first.
Yes, I
Um,
like that. And
yeah,
I really want to repeat that in closing. You
okay,
always should lead with your personal brand first. If
yes,
you are interested in working with Durell, getting more one-on-one from him, he is a person that I can vouch for, that believes in investing what others invest in.
right,
Having that billionaire mindset means just that. Durell, if you have, what I want you to do is I want you to close us out, Durell. I want
okay,
you to give us a little bit of a word advice. Remember, Durell, you can read more of his story on page 46 of this current edition. His website was running at the bottom of the screen. We're going to pop that back out there for you, as well as how you can reach him through email. Durell, take us home with this interview and give our viewers a little something that's going to continue to inspire them and reach for their goals.
oh, like what I say, man, know what your why is, right? And stay focused. What is the what does focus mean? Follow one course until successful.
Ooh.
Here's what I've learned, Jen. Like, I've learned to say no to what I'm not passionate about. Just today, somebody, oh, are you open to an extra stream of income? I'm like, and I knew right away. I'm used to getting pitched. So when people talk to me, okay, you're trying to sell me an MLM company. You know what I mean? No, I know. I mean, I know that. You know what I mean? So when you talk to me like that, I already in my mind said, okay, you're doing MLM. I say no, not
Hmm.
because for me, if I don't care what it is, if I'm not passionate about it, I'm
Yes.
not going to do it. And too many people jump into businesses and industries that they're not passionate about.
Yes.
You cannot jump into something just for the money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Have passion. Have passion.
You have to have passion.
Billionaire mindset.
And you have to, because there's too many people that jump into industries just for money. You can't. Because when you do it just for the money, when things get hard, and trust me, they will get hard, the passion and drive is what's going to drive you to keep going, not the money. Because I guarantee, because I don't do what I do. If I did what I was doing for money, I would have stopped a long time ago.
So what that sounds like to me, if you want to have a billionaire mindset, do it for the passion and not for the money, and the money will follow you.
Exactly.
Perfect words to live by. This has been another edition of Lifetime Success. We're on the journey of interviewing our men with a billionaire mindset. Durell, thank you so much for this interview. I am sure every person that listened to it can walk away with something that can enrich them. As we close out, I want to again say thank you so much for being here. Make sure you follow Durell. He's on IG, he's on Facebook, he's on LinkedIn. He is also in this current edition of IBA Success Magazine. Again, page 46. And all of his information is there where you can click right from the page and go directly to connect with him. Durell, it's always a pleasure. I am looking forward to bringing some of your talent to Bar 5. So let's continue this great relationship and keep our minds on the path of the billionaire mindset. Thank you all so much for joining us. Durell, again, thank you so much for your time.
Jen, thank you so much. You have a great day. Take care.
You all too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.